Hello there, and welcome to Her Money Mindset, the podcast where we talk about all things money, mindset, and how our relationship with finances shapes our lives. I'm Courtney Schweinler, and I am so excited to have you here. This podcast is for women who want to take control of their financial futures, transform the way they think about money, and finally break free from any limiting beliefs or fears surrounding their finances. Now, whether you're just starting out on your money journey, you're looking to build wealth, or you want to get clear on your financial goals, this show is for you. Here on Her Money Mindset, we're diving deep into topics like budgeting, saving, investing, and everything in between. But we're not just talking numbers and strategies. We're digging into the real reasons why so many of us struggle with money in the first place. Our mindset around money plays a huge role in how we handle it, and it's about time we got real with it. I'll be sharing tips and tools to help you feel more confident in your financial decisions, but we'll also be exploring how your personal history, upbringing, and past experiences with money can influence how you manage it today. It's time to heal that relationship with money and make it work for you. So, if you are finally ready to shift your mindset, build the life you deserve, and start making your money work for you, then you are in the right place. I cannot wait to take this journey with you. Now, before we jump into this episode, let's go over some basics. So, if you're finally ready to make a difference in your financial life, but you want something self paced, check out my Budgeting Basics bundle. This is a digital pack filled with the exact tools I use to stop living paycheck to paycheck and start feeling confident with my finances. Inside, you will get my signature budgeting template, a debt payoff tracker, savings challenges, and even a 2-week budget bootcamp to help you get back on track and fast. So if you're ready for a fresh start with your money without the overwhelm, this bundle is exactly where I would have you begin. You can grab it now using the link in the show notes, and be sure to use code HMM Podcast for 15% off of your purchase. This is a podcast exclusive discount code because you guys are just the best. You show up and listen 2 times a week, and I am grateful. So, if you know that you want help with your money and your money habits, but you want something faster than self paced work, personalized, and someone to directly hold you accountable, sign up for private one on one coaching with me. I will have the link in the show notes for you. You can either do a one time one on one coaching call to answer your budgeting basics, get your budget set up, and get you on your way. And if you do opt for that one on one call, make sure you use code HMM Podcast for 15% off of that call as well. Or you can do my 12-week private coaching program, which is called Her Money Method, for more accountability, structure, and motivation. Now, I only have probably 2 more spots left for potentially the end of the year, until the end of the year. So make sure you sign up today for a free consultation call. If you've kind of been on the fence, if you're not really sure, I want to make sure I'm able to get you in if you need that accountability and you need that extra boost with your money. So it's a free, no judgment call. Sign up for the link in the show notes. It's 30 minutes. You and I, we just chat and we go from there, okay? The link will be in the show notes to sign up. And also, please leave a review of the podcast. This is such a great way to tell me and others that you enjoy this podcast and you find value in it. Now, let's dive into today's episode. Trusting yourself with money again after mistakes. Now, a quick little caveat here. I forgot to say before I finish the intro, but I am coming off of a cold, so I apologize in advance. I know my voice is a little off. I hope you guys can move past that and still find the value in what I have to share today. Hopefully next week I will be feeling better. So, today we're going to get really honest about something that a lot of us carry pretty quietly, especially women. How do you actually trust yourself with money again after you've made so many mistakes? So I know what it feels like to beat yourself up because you swore you wouldn't use that credit card again and then you did. Or you said you would stick to the budget and 2 weeks in, you're already swiping for takeout or Target runs. And here's the thing. Every single woman I've worked with, every coaching client, every friend, and even myself, even me, we've all had these moments, okay? The difference between staying stuck in that cycle and actually moving forward is learning how to rebuild that trust with yourself. Because listen, here's the truth. Money is not just math. honestly, it's barely math at all, okay? Money is emotional, it's relational, it's about how you see yourself. And if you've truly lost that trust with yourself, then no spreadsheet, no app, no budget in the world is going to stick. You have got to heal that relationship with your money first. And that is exactly what we are going to unpack today in this episode. So, we lose trust with ourselves in the same way that we lose trust with other people when we break promises. Think about it. If a friend told you, I'll meet you for coffee at 10 a.m., and they didn't show up the first time, you would probably forgive them, right? And then if they did it again, you would be annoyed. Maybe you would even be a little bit hurt, right? And if they kept doing it consistently with no acknowledgement, no apologies, no care in the world, you would stop believing them. Maybe you wouldn't even show up at the coffee shop because you don't believe and you don't trust that they would be there. So, this is exactly what happens with money. You say, I'll stick to my budget this month, and then you don't. You say, I'll pay extra on that credit card, and then something else feels more urgent. You say, this month will be different. No, really, this month will be different. And then it isn't. It's not just the money, it's the pattern. And after a while, you'll find that you don't believe yourself anymore. And this is where shame creeps in. Shame says, see, you're just bad with money. You're never going to change. But let me pause here and remind you the cycle is normal. You're not broken. You're human, okay? We were never taught how to manage money with grace and with consistency. And honestly, most of us are learning on the fly. We're figuring it out as we go. So if you've been caught up in the cycle, it doesn't mean you can't be trusted with money. It means that you need a different approach. And accountability is a huge piece in this. This is a huge aspect of why private coaching is so successful, because you have the accountability and you have someone there to report to every single week, asking you, checking in with you, making sure that you are sticking with your goals and your values. Now, I want you to imagine this. You go to college and you pay thousands and thousands of dollars in tuition. At the end of the semester, you realize that you made mistakes on assignments, you got feedback, and you learned from it, right? You don't think, wow, I wasted all of that money. You think, oh, that's how learning works. Now, let's flip that to money mistakes. Every overdraft fee, every late payment, every splurge that you regret, that was tuition. It cost you something. Yes, that's true, but it taught you something. And here's the problem. Most of us, we stop at the cost. We don't come for the lesson. We stop at the cost and we don't listen to the lesson. So, here's what I want you to do. Write down your last 3 to 5 money mistakes that you can think of. And next to each one, instead of only writing the regret, your mistake, write the lesson. Write what you learned from it. So, for example, here's the mistake. I maxed out my credit card. Here's the lesson. I didn't have an emergency fund, so I used debt to cope, and now I understand why emergency funds are important. The mistake. I spent $200 on clothes I didn't budget for. Here's your lesson. I need to plan for fun and not pretend that I'm not going to want new things. So, when you shift into this perspective, your mistakes become useful. And useful things don't need to be hidden in shame. Let me say that again. When you shift into this perspective, your mistakes become useful. And useful things do not need to be hidden in shame. Now, let's get into the meat of it. Rebuilding that self-trust. So, step 1, you need to start small, okay? If you are trying to repair a friendship, you're not going to start by asking for a giant favor, right? You're going to start by actually showing up for coffee. With money, you're not going to rebuild trust by saying, I'm going to save $10,000 this year. You're going to rebuild trust by saying, I will move $20 into my savings account this Friday. And then you actually do it. Step 2, you need to pick a focus area. Maybe that's tracking your spending for 1 week. Maybe it's committing to no DoorDash for 7 days. Maybe it's paying $25 extra on your credit card. One area, one promise, and then you keep it. And step 3, reflect and celebrate. When you follow through, don't skip over it. Say yourself and remind yourself, I did that. I can count on me. I promised myself that I was going to do XYZ, and I did XYZ. Write it down. Tell a friend. Give yourself a small reward. DM me on Instagram. I would love to know, you guys, because you need to celebrate you. If you feel restricted and you feel like you're doing this for nothing, it's going to be miserable, okay? Now, step 4, create systems. Because here's the truth. Self-trust isn't about only relying on willpower. It's about setting yourself up to win. That might mean automating your savings transfer, putting your bills on auto pay, using a cash envelope or a debit card only for fun spending. Systems help you succeed, which then in turn reinforces your self-trust. So I ask you guys, I want you to kind of reflect on this, maybe journal if you're into journaling. What is one promise that you can make and keep this week that would help rebuild your self-trust? Now, let's think about driving down a mountain road. I live in Utah. We do this kind of often, right? It's kind of steep, it's kind of risky, but more often than not, there are guardrails. Now, without those guardrails, and there are some roads that have them, and they're pretty freaking scary, one wrong move feels catastrophic, right? But with those guardrails, you feel safer and you feel more confident. Money is the same way. These guardrails keep you on track. So if overspending is your struggle, put your fun money on a prepaid debit card. When it's gone, or use cash. If you're constantly forgetting to pay bills and you're getting late fees, put them on auto pay, okay? No more forgetting. And if saving feels impossible, make it automatic and invisible. Have it sent right to your high yield savings account. It goes into a separate account. It's not there for you to readily spend, and it's automatic, which means you're not having to do it, right? And accountability, that is going to be your driving buddy. On that mountain road, accountability is the person who's there to cheer for you, to root for you, and to tell you that you can make it all the way down to the bottom of this mountain road, okay? You don't have to do it alone. Whether it's a coach like me, a friend, a spouse, a partner, or a sense of community, being seen and supported makes the journey easier. Now, inside of my coaching, I see this all the time. The women who succeed the fastest are not the ones who never make mistakes. They're the ones who stay accountable and don't hide when they do. So here is the big picture. Self-trust with money is not about being flawless. That's not possible. That's not going to happen. It's about knowing that no matter what happens, you're going to keep showing up. Perfection is fragile, okay? If the goal is never making a mistake, the first mistake that you make is going to shatter everything. But if you build your trust on resilience and on continuing to move forward, that is going to be a way stronger platform to stand on. So here's your reframe. Mistakes are not proof that you're untrustworthy. They're proof that you're human, and humans learn. So every time you make a mistake and you choose to get back up, you are reinforcing that you're trustworthy. Being trustworthy is not about never failing. It's not about being perfect. It's about continuing to keep going, to be resilient, to get back up again. So if you have been carrying the weight of your money mistakes, hear me clearly when I say this, okay? Your past does not disqualify you from a confident and bright financial future. It prepares you, and you can rebuild your trust with yourself one small promise at a time. And if you want the tools to make that easier, go check out the Budgeting Basics bundle. This has the exact templates and systems to simplify your money and make these promises doable. And if you are craving accountability and support, private one-on-one coaching is the place for you. You can hop on a free call with me and map out how to rebuild your financial confidence together inside of Her Money Method private coaching, or you can do a one-time one-on-one strategy call. I will link everything in the show notes. And remember, mistakes are not the end of your story. They're a part of your story, okay? And your next chapter starts with choosing to trust yourself again. I hope you guys have the best weekend, and I will see you in the next episode on Tuesday. Hopefully, my voice is back to normal. I'm sure it was a little bit annoying, but I hope you were still able to find the value in what I had to share with you guys today. And I will see you guys on Tuesday.